You've been here 5 months. What is this place like?
It depends on what you're looking for. I find Rwanda is like the home country, the family country. Like
What do you mean by family?
generally East Africa, like if you want culture, you go to Ethiopia. If you want to do business, you go to Kenya. If you want to party, you go to Uganda. And then when you come here, like this is the perfect place for you to like start your family and relax because it's very homely, it's very quiet, and very mellow. Like it's a perfect place for your mental health, if I may put it that way, and perfect for introverts. Maybe not for empaths, but
It's definitely not a place for good for
no,
my mental health. Me.
no, because you like loud places. If you're a quiet person, this would be
No,
like
I
perfect
think
for
I'm a
you.
quiet person, but I just like places to have like certain things, right? Like to be energetic, to have a razzle dazzle, to have a little bit of just like Lagos, But Lagos is just too much. This like
Lagos is extreme.
yeah, Lagos is extreme.
Yeah, anyway. I hope you like it, and also, I mean,
But also tell me about like the business here, right? The ease because I see a lot of like there's a lot of businesses like foreign nationals doing business here. What makes them come here? What is it about this place that makes people like really, want to come and invest in Rwanda? And what about this place?
one thing I think I would say that I have noticed, like it's the best place for you to try something, in the sense that if you have an idea and you want to start something, a startup and whatnot, like this would be the perfect place for you to start it. It's like the fertile ground.
But why? Why is
Why?
it? Was it always?
First of
It
all,
was not always that way.
it was not, and I think it's also because like they're very open, and of course I think one of the biggest advantages is that you are able to work with the government. I mean, as Africans, like, and like being here, like you're able to work with the government, and also like they give out free like advice. It's not easy for you to walk in to the government and you tell them like I want to start this, and then they go out, it's like, why do you want to do this? And they hook you up with whatever ministry it is. If it's something to do with libraries and education, they would reach out to you. It's someone in the education sector, like this is what we're doing, so how do you think this would fit and whatnot. But I mean, I'm here as a humanitarian. I work with children affected by conflict, and I love it because it's not just what I have learned and what I have experienced. It's not just about work. I've had the opportunity to talk to former children affected by conflict, and I recently learned about like the DDR. For those who may not know, like that's disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration. And so they take these kids, particularly from the neighboring country, who are affected by war, and they bring them here. So not only are they rehabilitating them, but they're also teaching them about like what life is. They give them jobs, like artisan jobs and whatnot. Because I mean, I think a lot of times, like when we focus on mental health, we look at like a quack talking to you or doctors and whatnot, but we don't look at it like, so what happens next? And I mean, it's just, there's this one time, like my first time experiencing them, and they were giving like some of the kids coloring books, and they were telling them like, just express yourself. What do you want to be when you grow up and whatnot? And that was fun because even as an adult, like partaking in such an activity, like it made me look back and think, I mean, this is actually what I wanted to do as a kid. What keeps me up at night is two kinds of kids. One is child soldiers, and two former child soldiers. I think our media has done I don't know whether to say perfect or poor job in not making us see what these kids actually go through and how life is after them. But being in this space and, encountering them for the first time, and encountering them for the first time has been really changing because I mean, you're seeing a 10-year-old, their eyes are red, they're bloodshot, full of drugs, and they're pointing the gun at you. And you're a humanitarian and you're thinking like, what do I do? And you're working with, military, and they have to protect you. But then there's the moral injury of, yes, I have to protect myself and these humanitarians, but this is a kid, and if they choose to save the kid, people die. If they shoot the kid, they always go home knowing that, my goodness, I shot a 10-year-old. I don't think we think about them a lot. And even when they become adults, we don't understand why someone is always drunk, because they're escaping that reality. We don't understand why someone is always violent and whatnot. Like, we never ask people, like, what happened to you? And I think, wow. I think we need to look at humans and children at a different light. Anyways,
Yeah, but now what the things that are happening in Congo, right? Who can you explain? What do you think is happening there? And whose fault is it?
I think everyone has a different answer to that. But what I can say is that if we truly want to handle the situation once and for all, we need to go back to President Lumumba. We need to start from there, because, I mean, we're looking at generations.
Like for me, I cannot remember a point where there was not like a war or something in Congo.
Exactly. You see? So even if like we stop the war, you still have to deal with the trauma from that. Because, I mean, adults at President Lumumba's time, those are our grandparents, right? So they had like a short taste of what life actually is, what happiness you have, getting married, having kids, going to work, going to your farm and whatnot. And then that was taken away. And now you're having other kids in war. Your kids are having their kids in war. Like, this is generations of war. Like, they don't know what it means to just be still. And if you're having kids being born from war, like, they don't know a peaceful life. So
but do you think that is going to stop?
If we choose to, yes.
Who? We who?
We, us. Like, the general African.
Do you think who will make that
doesn't-
decision?
No, you see, because, I mean, like I said, that there are very many answers to this.
Because the way I see it,
Question.
like in Congo, a lot of people have interest in what's in Congo, right? There's a lot of people that are interested in what. So, for Congo to be stable, it's not in the best interest in a lot of people. So they'll do anything, but it's in their best interest for Congo to be destabilized in order to be able to, take things out from there. You understand? But if there's like someone good, like a good leader in place there to take things, like be in control of things. Now this is how we're going to do it. Right? But in order to achieve that, there's like a price that is going to be paid. Right? People are going to pay some price. And now that we are seeing those things.
Let me ask you something. What makes a leader good?
What makes a leader good? What makes a leader good? One question. It's actually simple. Looking out for your people. That's it.
Okay, great. That's great start. How many leaders are doing that in the continent?
Not a lot. You can actually.
Are they there?
I think Kagame is a good example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there another one?
Ibrahim Traore.
Okay. So you've mentioned two, right? So are they supported by their colleagues?
They're not.
So whose problem is it?
Because the colleagues are not doing the right thing. So, those leaders doing those right things, it's a threat to them.
Exactly.
You understand?
Thank you.
So that's what I'm saying. So me again, like there are a lot of times where they're trying to paint Kagame like in a certain way. I'm like, we need to look at things because things are not always as they seem. You understand? They'll tell, for example, they'll say like in the news, they'll say, okay. Anyways, I'm going to make voiceovers and say these things. So either I say it here or not, I'm still gonna say it. So anyways, I'll not say it in front of you since
You see, the thing is, I'll ask you another question as we're talking about, like, what is the first place we all learn about accountability, honesty, empathy, and speaking up against ourselves? The first place we learn about all these things.
I think the first place is like really our parents.
Exactly. And so if you're taught from childhood that if you speak up, it is wrong, if you keep quiet, it is right, then how are we supposed, in our adulthood, how are we supposed to say that that person is not doing their job when since childhood you have been victimized and vilified for speaking up? And I mean, a lot of these questions, for example, things to do with sexual abuse, right? The way we are being talked to about baby making is always in the negative light. You know, when women start their menses, you're constantly taught that this is a dirty thing and whatnot and things like that. So when a woman is sexually abused, how do you expect her to speak on that when she has been taught that that's a horrible thing? And you even hear about the way they talk about it in the news. When a woman is sexually abused by 5 men, the story is always that she has slept with 5 men. No one cares about the abuse and the trauma that comes from it. And so when that happens, how are we expected to speak out against our leaders? We see that in class. We cannot correct our teachers. If you dare correct your teacher, like, you are suspended. So how then are you supposed to come out and say that, oh, there's corruption going on, and your member of parliament is not doing, like, if honestly, like, if we really, I mean, this year's African Union theme is on justice and repatriations. If we cannot start from the house, how do we expect it to come?
Okay,
Yeah.
I hear it. Okay, cool.
Anyways, he refused to say that he will come back again. So guys, I'm going to bully him until he decides to come here. He owes me a full plate of food. But anyways, we'll discuss that after this. Thank you.